You got the door open here.
This door been open, brother. There's some trailers here that I opened up that you know, been abandoned.
Amazing. Okay.
All right, what do you want to talk about? What's going on?
Okay, this obviously is just for your ears. Okay. 2 of my closest know because they work with me.
Okay.
I have a meeting with the boss today. A very, very, very important one. Now,
Okay.
some things have been happening on the street, and I'm not sure you are aware. I will say this. You know of my involvement in distributing the submachine weaponries, correct?
Nah, I've heard whispers about that. Yeah.
Okay. My facility is in Warma. We build them there, and they are always smuggled in here. And lately it's been getting a little dicey. Police have gotten some of our flight logs. They have found them, and there's been some extremely close calls. Now, with that said, the money we make from that, a big portion of that belongs and needs to get kicked back to the boss. I believe today is the day he's knocking for his payment.
Okay.
Now, in addition to that, several days ago, Opal told me that they had seized thousands and thousands of Class 2 bodies. And the figure she told me was insane.
Jesus.
Okay, which makes me think that at the moment there's not really any big weaponry like that floating around the city. And today, when the boss gonna speak to me from the last phone call we had, he had like a very serious tone. Now, because of kind of the nature of what we're doing, our production is pretty much grinded to a halt as well. Now, how are we to proceed forward with all of that?
I think for now, I think for now you just operate it as you were doing it before, right? Because I think it'll get to a point, you know, hopefully we can get some properties down here, some stores and shit that you can kind of migrate things down here and operate more in-house. But, you know, the straight up blunt answer is there's no way of us doing that right now, right? And obviously you have quotas you have to meet, otherwise you're gonna get killed, and I can't have you die already. It's been, you know, barely a day.
What if he demands it back?
Demands what back? Demands what back?
The schematic. Like the blueprint.
I mean, you think he would do that?
I don't know where his mind is at, because when I was campaigning, like, I did a lot of things that I said that were pretty much me very vaguely pointing the finger at them in a very direct way.
Yeah.
Like at my rallies and stuff. Now, I did it in such a way that I could spin it in our favor, but that when I talk to him, I don't know if he's happy with me or what's going on. Now, I do know that he will be very delighted to find out that me and you are working very close together.
Yeah. I mean, if he takes it back, I mean, there's nothing you can do, right?
I won't give it to him. It's in Warma. Do you understand?
So then you would just die.
Well, I don't necessarily think I'll die. I don't think he would make a move so abruptly. Not if we, you know, had certain fail-safes put in place.
Okay. Like?
Well, you know, there's certain guarantees. Let's say I know something about them. And I use that, like, if I die, that information that I'm supposed to keep guarded lets out, or something along those lines. So I don't think he's gonna move quickly to death. When I say don't give it to him, I don't say like flat out refuse him. I mean more like delay the giving back, because if what Opal said is true, Lang, and they took as many of the Class 2 bodies off the streets and they intercepted a package, as it stands right now, I don't think there's really any movement of that type of weapons. And we will be the sole suppliers of the city if we're interested in that.
You mean we as what? As a society and community?
Well, I mean, as it stands, I am now a Babylonian, and the key to that blueprint
A new
lies
Babylonian,
with me in Warma.
I think it's a very interesting concept of you know, you moving your operation here and people you know on the outside world essentially coming down to New Babylon to acquire weaponry that they need. I think it's actually a very interesting idea. I'm personally not against it.
There would have to be a lot of infrastructure first.
Yeah.
Docks set up, we will have to figure out some means of transport. Either we build some sort of flotation device to like go all the way to Warma, or some type of very primitive plane. I'm not sure, because the only way that stuff will come here is if I travel back and forth. That's how we
Yes.
have been doing it up until now. Every 2 weeks, I would go there, and every 2 weeks, a big shipment would arrive to San Andreas. And once it arrived, it would be stashed at the docks. And from the docks, I would distribute it throughout the city via underground races. Now, see, that's how it's been operating now. In
Interesting.
contact with Kaneshiro. They have been setting up races, and every time the race happens, there is about $7-8 million worth of guns moving through the city.
God damn.
See. But now all of that is a breaking halt. It's complete stop. And if it were to continue, I think things will have to slowly change. Now, what's really good about Babylon is we have the sea right here. And as we build, Benny was saying that last night him and your guys, we were all building like little docks. If we can get an infrastructure going here, a place that boats can start docking, and maybe even planes could start landing on the water.
It's funny you mentioned that, brother. Come here. Follow me.
What's going on?
Check this out.
Oh my God.
What?
Nothing, I'm excited.
So it's like you said, one of the biggest things that we will need long term, right, is import export, either by sea or air. I think will be the most efficient.
Now, when we move the product and we pass through customs, a lot of the way we mask what we're doing is we import citrus lemons. A little Benny's, the gas station, the bodega, we sell warm and lemonade. And so we have crates of that citrus coming. So our import-export business is actually bringing stuff, but underneath it all, of course, is the real product. Who's to say that eventually, in a month, in 2 months' time, we don't have a healthy economy here where we're exporting stuff out of here? No guns or anything, but just whatever the fuck it is we're creating and making.
Yeah. No, man, that would be fucking fantastic. You see this piece of land in front of us?
This right here that we're standing on.
No, across from us, brother. This is an island. It's surrounded by water. Oh, am I in the wrong spot? No, I'm in the right spot. This is it. This is it, right, chat? Yeah, it is. Yeah, look at your map.
Oh, wait a minute. I see it now. See. Okay, what's so significant about that?
Well, brother, what if we build an airstrip in the middle and docks on the sides? Look at the channel to the right of it. Go straight into the ocean. Straight past Fort Zancudo, brother. Can even build a bridge that connects from that island back over here. Helipads and everything. There's no way we have enough room here to fucking build anything, brother. I mean, we could build a dock, I guess, but maybe extend the Babylonian lands a little bit.
100%. Like, this is crazy. If we're talking already of expansion, that makes things a lot more plausible. I was thinking, like, just here, because we have brought in shipments, and like the first few, where we flew the planes in from this canyon and landed here in the water.
Well, I think for now, like I said, you operate in the fashions that you need to do it, but I don't think it's bad to think of a long-term infrastructure that works and potential expansion. Obviously, I'm not saying by tomorrow we'll be good to go, right? It could take a while, but I do think it's interesting for you to operate that sort of profession out of here, especially if there may be a path that opens up where we try to go legit. And if we try to go legit, hundreds of $1 million will need to be generated.
100%. Now, this thing is a big cash cow, like a massive cash cow. The way, like, I'm thinking about it now, it will have to be obviously very slow, because first, the infrastructure would need to be there. Then the docks would need to be built, even if it's just like a simple wooden thing that like goes just a little into the water. And then some means to float on the water in boats, little by little, and then eventually we have some means of aircraft. That's already like several weeks into the future. And then maybe the first shipment comes in and it's something very benign, some oranges, some bananas, maybe some bandages or whatever. And then once that's in place and people have come and inspected it, because once that happens, they're gonna come look. Marshall's gonna look,
Yeah.
the ranger's gonna come and look in, and they'll find nothing but just a simple, like, law-abiding citizenry. And once
That's the
that's
fucking
all
idea.
there and they checked it out and they go, yeah, no, he's good. They just, they're just surviving over there. Like they're like a hippie commune. Well, that would be the perfect cover for us now to slowly bring the stuff in. Slowly bring it in.
Now listen, if that's what you want to work on, that's what you fucking work on. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a bad idea.
Now, do you want me to keep this very tight from everyone else and just use the 1, 2, 3 people that I have been doing this with in here, or would you like me to slowly begin to integrate some of your guys?
I personally don't care, but we will need to define roles eventually for people that they will need. They'll have to hit their quotas before they do all this shit, right? Remember, we're not a fucking gang. We're a society, community. If you want to get other motherfuckers involved, that's on you. That's their decisions, right? Now, if a series of their decisions lead them to a consequence where they get fucking exiled, who knows?
Okay.
And it's not my guys. We're a fucking community, buddy.
Okay.
I know it's going to be hard to kind of think that way, but you have to force yourself.
Well, you said like continue working the way you're working, and like if I did that, I would have to rely only on my people. That's why that.
Well, I think that's again, that's also being realistic versus expectations, right? I can't expect you to fucking flip your entire operation on its head in less than 48 hours. I mean, I think you should operate the way you're doing so, to keep the heat and keep yourself alive or whatever. But also, as you're doing that, start slowly, thinking how you can change things up or whatever.
Okay, I need another thing that I'm gonna ask you about.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about this, about the boss, and how much he's gonna try to put pressure. Before this, this all happened, he kept telling me that there is some big operations that are gonna be happening very soon. There was one officer in particular, I believe his name was Fuller or Muller, something like that. He's gonna get hit soon. I don't know what's going on with them. A big package was intercepted, and he may require me or ask me to go active. In that state, what I do? Because I don't want to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to be here. I think all of that is gonna put jeopardy and it's gonna draw attention to us.
I mean, I think you're kind of double life, brother. I mean, you kind of have to do it, no? I don't see a world where you just walk away from that shit, Edgar. Do you?
No, I don't. The problem is like the dissension. Like people gonna be like, why he going out? He doing all that stuff, and we have to cut everything. How come he still got one leg in that? Because I don't like it. Even like when my cousins like go talking to people, I tell like cut contact with everyone.
Yeah.
And now one of us is out there and about. But you're right. I can't just say no. I can't.
You also cannot get caught looking like you don't take this here seriously, right? So like make sure you're managing that very well.
Okay, then.
You have a lot on your plate, honestly. I won't lie to you. You have a lot on your fucking plate.
I want to. I'm probably gonna. This is the play I'm probably gonna make. I'm gonna tell him that the primary task that he was concerned with was getting close to you, because these guys are like salivating over what you have with your organization. No, I'm not talking about whatever you had at Cyprus. I mean the stuff with the rest.
Yeah.
Rooster's Rest. And I'm going to lean more into being close to you to get information more than kind of being on the street and drawing blood and pass and all that shit.
I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Also, we need some doctors, Lang. I need, like when can we like put the green light to slowly start casting hooks out?
I think now. Who you got in mind?
Okay, so since my injuries, I've been going hospital a lot, and during my campaign, I took them. Stacy Richt, Stacy, and Watson. They are two incredible doctors. They are two doctors that have like their own personal private practices that they research and look into. In addition to that, both of them are fairly like disgruntled with the administration of the doctors.
Good.
Almost to the point of rebelling and quitting. We need them here, Lang. We need one or two at least like on-site doctors.
Okay, so why don't you just start fucking selling the fucking fish then, brother? Okay, and when they're hooked, you fucking give them an application.
Okay. Now the application, is it like a written application? How would I tell him? What? We got an application.
Yeah, I started working on it last night. I mean, we can add or remove or whatever the fuck you want to it, but I think it's fairly decent stuff.
Oh my goodness. Have you given this to anyone on the outside?
No, but I'm not opposed to doing like, you know, just start casting those towards people and just see what we get in return.
Okay. Soon you will understand why the doctors will be so important. I don't want to say too much now.
Well, I mean, I want to survive and live, yeah, so I agree.
See, but there is an even greater need for them.
Okay, well, I don't want to know then. Can I get that back? I gotta make some copies of that.
See.
All right, I also, did you see the blueprint I made for Sam and some of the guys
No,
here?
I think I'm too low IQ to understand how those benches work.
Nah, not the bench. Like, I'm teaching them how to build a buggy.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, let's see if they're here. Also, in terms of structure, where do you find yourself? You want to be at the top or what?
Look, this is how I feel about leadership. You know, a lot of people get caught up in titles like, but the natural leaders will like just eventually emerge. You know, they just naturally kind of are able to rally and have direction and are go-getters not sitting around.
That's honestly some of the truest words I've ever heard of in my life.
I've never been one so concerned with titles. I think it all happened naturally, Lang.
I like that. I like that mentality. That's good.
See, let's keep. I think that way. Otherwise, people get in their feelings if we start throwing out titles.
500-ish.
Yeah, you're
we
right.
Need, metal offcuts and scrap. We got.
Amigo, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
In his bare bones, it's not like we can actually make this.
Yeah, it's fairly simple to make. Yeah, just a buggy. It's not very complicated. Now I do, you know, I am working on some other vehicle schematics for the future where things get a little complicated, but you know, gotta train these guys up to make sure they can build something basic first.
Amigo, this is fucking sick.
Yeah. Like I said, we can get crazy with this shit. We just gotta get the right people in place that are capable of, you know, creating these things. We'll see.
Okay, this is good. Listen, one more thing. I'm looking at that application, man. Like, some of the verbiage over there, if, like, the state finds out about that, they're gonna go crazy.
Yes, but, I mean, didn't you leak everything already?
No, I didn't leak it yet.
Well, I'm hearing these guys that you do, you know, exiled or try to attempt to kill from your gang survive and they're fucking exposing everything, no?
All they know is it's a cult. That's what they think. They think that we disbanded our gangs and you disbanded your gangs. They're like, oh, it's a coincidence. You guys both disbanded on the same day. That's why you killed us all to join them, and now you're in a cult.
Yeah, definitely in Cyprus.
One of my closest friends, when he found out, as soon as he heard anything about your name in Cyprus, he went crazy talking about the faceless one like this. And it turned out this guy was a secret fucking faceless spy the whole time. Like my closest right now.
Yeah, that's fucking insanity.
100%. So that's the chatter they go in with. But I don't think they understand the totality of what we're building here.
So what, you think we should change up the verbiage?
Listen, if it says citizen in there, citizen implies like laws and stuff.
Maybe we dig to the trash and see.
If you want to go for it, go for it. I like we can cook. I'm just wondering because I don't want to go out there, hand that to somebody, then they start freaking out, call the police, then we have like the marshals here.
Yeah, fucking they got me paranoid. You're right. I mean, at some point, are we gonna have to take that leap of faith, though?
100%.
Fuck.
Look, I'm the type, man, I go just trust the instincts. If that's what you got, I say go with it and we see what happens.
But you're right. You're right. Honestly, I haven't been involved with the cops in so long. I kind of forget they exist half the time.
Citizen is crazy.
All right, so no title.
Implies like a sovereign state, like that's separate. Like with our own set of laws and stuff like that. Now we're building stuff like without passing any of this through inspection, to smoke checks. There's a reason why you can only buy in like 2 different places. Those are like state run.
Like, what about community?
Community is good, or resident of a community.
Yeah, I just put a new Babylon community. Easy peasy.
Beautiful. Okay, that's perfect.
The other thing we need is a
Okay.
welder.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No.
Now I'll make some copies and then I'll give you one. So you just make copies of that copy. All right.
Okay.
And then you just play it by ear. You just take a leap of faith on people you think you feel deserve it or are ready for it. You know what I mean? You make the decision. And if it doesn't work out, it is what it is. We gotta take some risks to get some new faces in here. So.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Pass.
All right, pass.
Use them as a way to construct what we need.